Well, howdy there. A few days ago, I saw Contagion. Again, it's been a few days. I've luckily been busy and didn't get to record my review in the time span that I like to. I usually like to record it the day after, so it's fresh on my mind. But I've had a few days to think about Contagion, and I guess that's saying something that I've actually been thinking about it. I'm still going to give it a 7. I think a 7 is a fair rating, and I think it's a good movie. As I say, 7 is good, and that's an official thumbs up from me. I'm a 7, so it can't be that bad. Contagion is about a possibly apocalyptic virus wiping out the human population. I think it's told in just the near future. I don't think it's present day for some reason. I just got the impression that maybe this film takes place in 10 years or something. But that just could be, Soderbergh's style. Let's see. It stars Gwyneth Paltrow. It stars a lot of people. I mean, it's a big cast. Keeping with the Soderbergh tradition. We've got Gwyneth Paltrow, we've got Matt Damon, we've got Jude Law, we've got Lawrence Fishburne, Marion Cotillard. Let's see, who else is in there? The one name that I want to mention, I don't want to mention yet, because I found him distracting. Anyway, Bryan Cranston's in there. Lots of famous faces. Most of the faces are famous. All the acting is good. Really good. I would call them stylized performances. And this gets into my main point, is Steven Soderbergh, has quietly, I think, maybe not so much quietly, become one of our most prolific directors. He has a visual style, and there is a feel to all of his films that rather instantly that you're watching a Steven Soderbergh movie. I would compare him in that vein to someone like Tim Burton. As soon as you watch or turn on a Tim Burton film, you're watching a Tim Burton film. Same could be said about Steven Soderbergh. I think he's really good. He's not one of my very favorites. Obviously I can appreciate his work and I know his talent. To me, the be-all, end-all of his career is The Limey. I saw The Limey in the theater when it was out many, many years ago. The Limey is one of my favorite movies. I love The Limey, and he made The Limey. I believe he, wrote The Limey. So anyone who makes The Limey has got to be awesome, and I will see his movies, as long as he keeps making movies, because he made The Limey. I think you could probably argue his his greatest work is probably Traffic, but personally, The Limey takes the cake for me. Anyway, immediately you're watching Soderbergh, and Soderbergh gets a lot of money to make his movies, and that comes across. Everything looks great. The cinematography is fantastic. Everything is beautiful. But it's all very stylized. It's all obviously Soderbergh. And I think that he gets stylized performances out of his actors. I think that he gets characters that may be a little too one note, They are there to act that way. And he has great casting. He gets the perfect actor for that character, and then you get to see that actor do what they do best. maybe not so much more than that, but again, it's what they do best. Matt Damon has to be caring and at times intense. Lawrence Fishburne has to be, sagely and intimidating, and he does that. So you get these very stylized performances. If you're a Lawrence Fishburne fan, you're going to get exactly what you want out of Lawrence Fishburne. The same can be said about, Matt Damon, Jude Law. He gets what he wants out of the actors. He knows what the actors can deliver, and he casts them perfectly. And all the acting is very good here. Again, I feel that 7, is a thumbs up, but maybe it's not high enough for you if you want me to explain myself. I thought some of the storylines were kind of not misleading, but basically, I never want to give away too many details, but the Marion Cotillard storyline, for me, for a while I was trying to figure out what they were doing, why they were doing it, who they were working for, just so many questions about that storyline. And then it just kind of, it has an ending, but then it doesn't. And I thought that it was a tease, really. It's just like to keep you distracted, to keep you interested. And I think that leads to another issue I had with the film, is that it starts like boom, like out of the gate. You're into it. It doesn't waste too much time getting to the point. In fact, most of the trailer, which it feels like I've seen a million trailers for Contagion, but most of the stuff in the trailer happens in the first 5 minutes. So it gets out of the way and it gets rolling really fast and you get engrossed in it. And then it just kind of slows down. And you just kind of, you're there and you're up, and then you just kind of slowly just kind of lay back in your seat. And I think movies should get more exciting. If you're going to come out of the gate with everything you got to give us more. You got to take us on a journey. You can't start out strong and then fade. And in a nutshell, I felt that that's what this film did. I just got a little bored with it. The theater was not even a quarter full. I saw it on a Monday evening. It was in their second largest theater, so the crowd that was there was scattered out. The reason I mention it is that we did have 2 walkouts. It was a couple, but 2 people walked out of the film. It's the only reason I mention it. What else? There was something. I think I really hit. Again, I've had a few days to think about it, and I think I've hit on all my points I wanted to make. It did look gorgeous. I did think it was very cool. It gave me a lot to think about in this modern world. What would happen if I can't remember what they say. I think they say 8 million people die in a span of a few days, and that's amazing. And it made me think about things that I wouldn't have even thought about the collapsing of society, about rushing and looting on stores, and isolating yourself, and then the lottery, and then waiting. It was all very well thought out. I don't know who wrote it. I was trying to remember, but I can't. But very well researched, very well thought out, very realistic. Again, it even thought about things as oh yeah, if this actually were happening, that probably would happen. So it was very prophetic, intelligent. It was very smart. But just got boring. That sounds maybe a little harsh, but for me it got boring. But it always looked cool. You've always got good performances from good actors, and you got a lot of... That's what I wanted to mention. 2 actors, and they're partners in this movie, I guess, and they're discovering all they can about the virus, tracing the steps of it. They're basically Lawrence Fishburne's underlings. Well, the first one I want to mention is Demetri Martin. Demetri Martin is a comedian. He's had a show on Comedy Central. I found him distracting. I was like, why is Demetri Martin in there? I don't know why I didn't think about that about any other actor, but I was like, Demetri Martin, and all he did was like make a weird face, and I didn't get it. I just found it distracting because his partner was a woman, and again, without spoiling it, she becomes a very important figure in the film. I have never seen her before. I did not recognize her face. I do not know this woman. And for me, I think that's kind of something, because, actors are my thing. I see a face and I remember it. And I do not know this lady. And she had, I'd say, probably the meatiest role. So it was kind of interesting to give this pivotal role to a unknown actress. And she was very good. I don't know her name. I've never seen her before. She was very good. She's got some weirdness to her. She hits all these notes that I imagine a world-saving doctor would have. I sense like a lot of uncertainty in her, and then I see her evolve into this kind of like, I can even see like behind her eyes this God complex brewing. It was very exciting for me because there was this new talent. She was awesome. I had to suspect that she might be some stage talent, perhaps maybe even British, because I didn't know if I was detecting like some accent work, like trying to hide an accent. Anyway, I had no idea who she is, and she was awesome. And she gets to stare into the camera a lot and make weird like faces. She had to do a lot of work, and I thought that was interesting that I didn't know her at all, and she had this pivotal central role. Kate Winslet's also in there, and I appreciate when main characters die. It's very realistic. People who work with this virus are probably going to die. Anyway, I forgot about Kate Winslet, but I enjoyed her story arc. But this unknown lady, she's very good. She's very good. I think she's probably, the actor to remember from the film. I think that's all I wanted to say about it. She was really good. And Demetri Martin, I don't know, took me out of it. So it was weird to put those two together, Sprawling, epic tale, which I guess, was under 2 hours, like an hour and 45 minutes, still felt a little long, still got a little bored with it. But I did enjoy the ending, the very ending. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. I liked it, it was a good movie. It's Contagion, and I'm giving it a 7. Thanks.